Moon Knight, The Northman, this movie, and has a role in Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery later this year, 2022 truly is the year of Ethan Hawke. Hey movie buffs, I'm Jack Benner. Welcome to my review of The Black Phone. The Black Phone is a recent horror movie that came out in June, and it's adapted from a short story of the same name written by Joe Hill, the son of Stephen King, and it's also directed by Scott Derrickson. Set in 1978, a 13-year-old boy named Finney is abducted by a killer known as the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke. He's locked in a soundproof basement with only a mattress, a toilet, and a black phone on the wall. Despite the black phone being disconnected, he starts to get calls from the Grabber's previous victims. Now, ever since this movie came out, I was hearing positive reviews for The Black Phone, and I really liked the trailer. It looked like a really good and intense horror movie. And I have not seen Scott Derrickson's other horror movies prior to Doctor Strange. I have not seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose, nor Sinister, the latter of which also has Ethan Hawke in it. But after watching this movie, I'm excited to watch those two movies someday. And I like the first Doctor Strange, even though it's not my top 10 favorite MCU movies. And despite that I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness and Sam Raimi's style in that movie, I'm curious to see what he would have done with Multiverse of Madness. And I didn't see The Black Phone in theaters, unfortunately. I was probably busy when it came out in theaters. And there were probably other movies I was focused on seeing, like Elvis or Thor Love and Thunder. And I bought The Black Phone on Blu-ray last week, excited to watch it. And now that I finally saw The Black Phone, what are my thoughts on this movie? I love The Black Phone. I thought this was a great horror movie. Let's start with the pros. First pro, Scott Derrickson did such a great job directing this movie. He definitely knows how to tell a riveting story, making a well-shot movie with great cinematography. And I really like the presentation of this movie with the 1970s setting. And even some of the dreams in the film did have this 1970s look, which I really liked. And what I especially loved about the directing here was the fantastic use of location, atmosphere, and claustrophobia. Just being trapped in this basement where no one can hear you scream, being held hostage by this unhinged and psychotic person really make this such a suspenseful film to watch. There are some jump scares in this movie, and what I liked is Scott Derrickson doesn't try to overuse jump scares. He does make a limited use of jump scares, but he knows when to make them effective, especially one that did get me. And doing an excellent job of building tension and stakes, just wondering if this young boy Finney is going to survive. And the previous victims by the Grabber who were dead, just constantly worried for this kid and just want to see him survive. And another thing that's praiseworthy about The Black Phone are the two child performances. I thought both Nathan Sames as Finney and Madeline McGraw as Gwen are both great in this movie. I thought both of them gave such authentic and sympathetic performances. And the film does take its time at the beginning to show their tough lives at school with bullies and also at home with an abusive father. And also there was one scene at the beginning of this movie with their father. That was such an intense scene that was hard to watch. And I loved how they played their characters naturally and didn't feel like they were overdoing it in this movie. And I'm very impressed with these two child performances, and I'm excited to see what movies they do next in the future. I think they have bright futures. And let's get to my favorite part of this movie. The actor who stole the show in this movie, Ethan Hawke, as the Grabber. Whoa. Just from the first time you see him, Ethan Hawke really embodies the creepiness of the character. From his voice, posture, mannerisms, movements, mystery, and unpredictability. I absolutely love the cool feature with his mask changing depending on his mood. All together make for a truly chilling, skin-crawling, and terrifying antagonist performance. And constantly scared by him, you have no idea what he's gonna say or do next. And how the Grabber goes from friendly to threatening in a second, that to me is a great testament to Ethan Hawke's strengths as an actor. And looking back to his villain role in Moon Knight and watching his performance here, and how greatly he played two villains this year, it really made me admire how great and versatile of an actor Ethan Hawke is. I felt like this was more than just a survival horror movie. I felt like this was more of a coming-of-age film as well. And I really like that Scott Derrickson didn't forget characters first, tension second. I really like that this was a coming-of-age story of a young boy trying to be stronger, trying to fight back and stand up for himself. And when he's getting calls from the victims of some people he knew, and they're giving him advice, trying to help him escape that place. And to me, the emotional core was the sibling relationship between Finney and Gwen. And Gwen is having these dreams connected to the Grabber, and while she's constantly worried for her brother, I felt like how great this film made me attach to these characters made this more than just a survival horror movie. Sadly, I do have some issues with this movie. I will get to those right now. First, while it was necessary at the beginning to show their tough lives at the beginning at school and home, I felt like it did have some pacing issues where it did take a while to get going. And second, there was this one character related to the grabber, and when we first see him at the middle of this movie, I was curious to see what significance he would play into the film, and I feel like they tried to, but I didn't feel like he contributed enough to the film in my opinion. In conclusion, The Black Phone is an intense, gripping, anxiety-inducing, engaging, and consistently suspenseful horror movie. With strong and effective directing from Scott Derrickson, great performances, especially from Ethan Hawke, and overall, I was on the edge of my seat throughout the entire duration of this film. If you're looking for a really good horror movie that came out this year and this looks interesting to you, The Black Phone came out on Blu-ray and DVD mid-August, so definitely check out The Black Phone. And now to grade it, I'm going to give The Black Phone 4.5 stars out of 5, an A-. Definitely my favorite horror movie I've seen this year, and I liked it more than Nope in my opinion. This would be my second favorite movie of summer 2022 behind Top Gun Maverick, and currently in my top 5 favorite films I've seen so far this year. So I'd like to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on The Black Phone if you've seen it? Did you agree, disagree with my review? Or if you haven't seen it, are you looking forward to the film or not? Let me know below. Did you enjoy hearing my thoughts on this movie? If yes, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here. Don't forget that notification bell for my next upload. It really means a lot. And until the next video, I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.